Well, I slept with Lulu's last boyfriend. I guess you heard.
I didn't, but that's fabulous. Something told me that you wouldn't have a problem with this.
Seducing Logan Hayes was not a challenge. He's a typical guy. But Johnny, I don't have to tell you. We're talking about your brother.
Johnny's a teddy bear. No, we're not talking about my brother. We're talking about $10,000. We are talking about $20,000 if you pull this off and Lulu catches you. Maxie, it's just sex, right? And you know what I heard? I heard she's messing with your career. You pull this off, she's not gonna want to work here.
I'm here. Finally. Stop calling me over and over. Oh, thanks.
Hey.
I'm gonna shamelessly take advantage of our friendship right now, if that's okay with you.
Thanks for the heads up. Whatever it is, you know I'll help if I can.
I thought about this, so I'm just trying to come to some peace about it, and I really don't want it to be
It's
a
me,
problem.
Alexis. You don't have to dress it up.
When you told me that you were gonna try to get Sonny to give up custody of Morgan, I thought it would be a disaster of huge proportions, and it wasn't,
Okay,
and I was wrong.
Could you just tell me what you want?
Help me convince Sonny to give up Christina.
I love you. And I think that I'm managing to figure out what it means to be a part of your life, but I'm not gonna lie. I was relieved when you walked away from the mob because I know what a big step that was for you, Sonny. It was huge and it was complicated and you did not take it lightly. But for you to just give in and go right back to the
Okay, wait. What if I say it's not like it wouldn't be like giving in, right? It would be like taking back what's mine.
I really don't even know why you bothered to come back.
'Cause you left me 900 screaming messages on my voicemail.
And here you are after all the work is done. Surprise.
Like you could handle it all on your own.
Somehow I managed to get through the day without you. So why don't you just take your boyfriend and go? I'm sure there are a bunch of other things Johnny would rather be doing, like folding some socks or talking to an insurance salesman. Anything has to be better than listening to Lulu whine and complain.
I told Lulu I'd stick around till she's finished.
So I don't have to listen to you whine and complain tomorrow.
Finished with what?
Kate's emails.
Oh, going through all the spam? I can take care of that.
No, setting up Kate's schedule.
I'll handle it.
Looking over feature articles. That would require you to know how to read. You can match the pictures to the stories.
Because you can't even match your blouse to your pants? No, that would require you having an ounce of taste. Tell me again why you want a career in a field for which you have no talent? I'm sure Johnny has a couple other things he would rather be doing.
I don't mind hanging out.
Really? Then there's something that you could do for me.
You must have taken dance lessons.
An online social dancing tutorial.
I was fun learning how to dance online.
Well, I think I function best in the virtual world.
You're functioning quite well right now.
Oh, I attributed that to your grace and skill.
You're the one who's leading.
I am?
Yes.
I was most certain it was you.
It's all you. Show me what you got.
Okay. Oh, gosh, humble apologies. I must have lost sight of our trajectory.
Clearly.
I was just so focused on the Austenian one.
Austenian?
As in Jane? Austen? That is the plucky heroines of whom she wrote.
I came to tell you that they're about to cut the cake, but I can see why you're hiding your date out here. This guy's a disaster.
What happened to Michael is my worst nightmare. You know that. It's what I feared since the day Christina was born, that one of his children would end up as casualty.
Sure.
That's why I want full custody. It's why I wanted full custody. It's not out of spite.
No, nobody thought that.
Carly did. Carly was shouting it from the rooftops. Her outrage and fury knew no bounds that I would have the gall to want to separate a father from his child.
She sees things differently now.
Well, I'm afraid that Sonny wouldn't agree with you.
What makes you say that?
Because as soon as I found out that he gave up custody of the boys, I went over to his house and asked that he do the same thing for Christina. And he refused.
Well, maybe it was just bad timing. I mean, he just signed away most of his
He's
life.
not worried about anything that he signed. He thinks this whole thing is just temporary. He thinks Carly just did this to punish him, and that as soon as she calms down, there'll be one big happy mom family.
Perhaps Sonny needed to tell himself that to go through with it, but it's not true. Michael and Morgan are out of Sonny's life for good.
Sonny needs to make this break with Christina.
How did you feel when you were fired from Couture?
I was devastated.
Mm-hmm.
I was more than devastated. I felt hollow. I felt like my identity had been completely stripped, and I know that's shallow.
Why?
Because, Sonny, because our job shouldn't identify us any more than our cars.
You earned it. Nobody handed it to you. You set a goal and you achieved it. If that doesn't, define who you are, what does?
All right, then I guess I'm not really in a position to judge,
I
right?
guess
because
not.
what did I do?
What?
I went out and started a magazine.
Okay.
I guess that sums up my personal self-awareness, right?
Right.
I liked it. I liked the power. I liked walking into a room knowing I commanded that kind of respect.
And fear. And when it was gone, you missed it.
Yeah.
Right. And you weren't quite sure who you were without.
Yeah, but Sonny, it's not the same thing.
It is the same thing.
No, it's not. My career choices never cost me someone I love.
I just came from seeing Mac about Michael's shooting.
Is there any more news?
Case is closed. Oh. I'm surprised Alexis didn't tell you she had to sign off on it.
Carly Mack and his men have taken the evidence as far as it can go. I had to sign off on the case, but I will never, ever give up on it. And I am hoping that at some point some good will come out of this.
My son's in a permanent coma.
But Morgan is safe. You're keeping Morgan safe. You're doing the right thing.
Alexis and I were just discussing the fact that Sonny has an obligation to protect all his children. Perhaps you could appeal to him to act in Christina's best interest as well.
Sonny didn't give up Morgan out of the goodness of his heart. Jason agreed to take over the business so Sonny can just walk away from the mess. The price he paid was giving up Michael and Morgan.
So you suggesting that I appeal to Jason?
No, he doesn't have anything left to trade, Alexis.
Carly, you can help me. I know you can. Because you're the only one that can convince
I'm not
him.
married to Sonny anymore.
It doesn't matter.
Alexis.
He hates me, okay?
Carly, please. I'm asking you to help me. I'll get down on my knees if you want me to.
I'm sorry, Alexis.
She's not gonna help. Nobody's gonna help. He wins. He said that she's only keeping Morgan away because she wants to punish him. But he's gonna get what he wants. So if I were you, I'd be a little concerned because if he wants her back, he'll get her, and then they'll get Morgan, and then they'll put him in the line of fire. I'm not letting this happen to Christina.
Get out.
I will not let it happen. I'm gonna keep her out of this sick, twisted mess one way or the other.
All right. You're right. The respect, the power, they were all part of me, and I'm not sure who I am without them.
But you can be the same man.
Yes,
You can command the same amount of respect. Look at Jax. Look at Nicholas Cassadine.
Jax was rich, before he turned 18, and Nicholas was born to it. So, I mean, they're both members of the club.
Yeah, right, and they're all both envious of you. Oh, they'd rather cut their tongues out than admit it, Sonny. You didn't have a trust fund to fall back on.
No.
You made everything that you have. Do you want to know the dirty little secret about that club? Nobody cares where the money comes from.
Well, that's a bit cynical.
They're my people. Apparently all I aspired to be.
Be careful what you wish for.
Look, the coffee business was just supposed to be a front, right?
Right.
But you used to joke about how well it was doing, how it could be your main source of income. Well, this is your chance to see if that can happen.
I know this transition is not going to be easy. When Mike got roughed up by that loan shark, my instinct kicked in. You know what I wanted to do? I wanted to beat that guy down.
Okay, I am not fooling myself about this transition either, Sonny. But you need to remember why you walked away from the violence, why you walked away from the mob.
All right. You've given me something to think about.
Well, here's one more thing to think about.
Hey, I'll see you, okay?
This department has become a joke, and you've turned me into a walking punchline.
Nobody reads the newspapers anymore.
Oh, really? 800 calls to my office today.
Well, why don't you go answer them? Go make a speech, Mayor. All right, go scrape some mud off your face and fling it at someone else. I'm not here to kiss your ass.
Organized crime is taking over this town, and the criminals are laughing at you.
Sonny Corinthos isn't laughing. His son is in a coma with a bullet hole in his head.
And did we arrest the shooter? Did we see that he was tried and convicted by the agents of justice? No. Ian Devlin was gunned down by a known hitman.
Ian Devlin was about to kill the only daughter I have left when Morgan shot him. So you know what? I'm not all that upset about it.
Well, if I were you, Commissioner, I would start to get a little upset. I would start by making some high-profile arrests. Something to show the people of this city that it's not the Wild West and that they don't have to live in fear.
Something that would make a good soundbite?
I was elected as a law and order mayor, and I would like some damn law and order! You idiot. Do you realize that that's Nicholas Cassadine?
So my date's not up to your high standards, like your fiancé. Oh, that's right, he hasn't proposed.
Your mother is in there telling everybody you're practically engaged to some Persian doctor you work with. If this is the best you can do, you better stop her from embarrassing herself.
My inadequacies as an escort are becoming more apparent with every passing moment.
What are you talking about? I'm having a wonderful time. Regina's just jealous. Our mothers are friends, so they brag about us to each other. Makes us rivals somehow, you know? Look, she's in there having a miserable time because she can't get her boyfriend to commit. And I'm out here dancing with a wonderful, charming, intelligent man.
Well, if you're gonna insist on hanging around, I'm gonna have to put you to work.
Since I got such a great knowledge of the fashion industry.
It's not your brains I'm interested in. Kate made me promise to put these sample handbags back, and I can't quite reach the shelf. I'm gonna need you to give me a boost.
You aren't serious.
Could you just give me a lift?
I could just put them up there for you.
Better yet, why don't you give up your transparent attempts to hit on Johnny?
See what I mean about Lulu being pathetic? All I asked Johnny to do was a simple favor for me. You don't have to get all threatened. May I help you?
Who was that?
I have no idea. We're located in a hotel, you guys. People are always stopping by on accident.
was a lovely reception, Mum.
Too bad you spent most of it out here with your friend. Thank you for escorting my daughter. And I look forward to meeting your boyfriend soon.
Go ahead, say it. I'm a coward. I wanted to tell her, but I just don't want to disappoint her tonight. I'll tell her I'm not seeing Leo, eventually. I want to thank you for a lovely evening.
Well, my evenings are usually reserved for cyber dominance. This was a welcome change.
This must have been some kind of wedding.
What makes you say that?
Iranians, you know? They burn our flag and then they come over here and spend that oil money. Look at her. She's a good-looking terrorist.
Since everything in your father's house was destroyed in the fire, I thought a furnished place might be best.
Yeah, thankfully the owner had decent taste. So why did he leave?
Moved in with his new wife.
Wow. That has a great view of the Metro Court Hotel.
The owner of this apartment is also co-owner of the Metro. He was living here while it was being built, kept an eye on construction.
I'll take it.
We haven't discussed price or lease options.
That's okay, don't bother me with that. I said I'll take it.
I'll draw up the papers right away, Miss Sakara.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Johnny, guess where I'm calling you from? Our new home.
Kate, I'm sorry. I don't normally like to ask favors like this of my friends, but I really need you to talk to Sonny. I need you to convince him that he's not doing what's right for Christina.
Oh, Alexis, no, I'm sorry. I know. I know you're doing what you think is best for Christina, but I actually don't think that Sonny should have given up Morgan. And I don't think he should give up Christina either.
So it's okay with you that she lives in a constant threat of violence?
No, it's not. He signed over his entire criminal operation to Jason. He's a legitimate coffee importer now.
Do you honestly believe that?
Alexis, what I believe is that Sonny loves his children. What I believe is that he's willing to do anything for them, including remaking his life. He signed everything away.
Kate, do you honestly think a piece of paper is going to stop Sonny from getting back what he wants?
What do you mean?
I mean that it's just some sick and twisted dance that Carly and Sonny do. It's only a matter of time before they get back together.
Well, Alexis, I think you underestimate him. I think you underestimate me.
Well, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry. I didn't. I'm just under a lot of pressure. There's a window of opportunity here where Sonny's still feeling some remorse about what happened, and I know that he'll get Morgan back, but there's still a chance to save Christina if you would agree to help.
You know, I feel sorry for Alexis, I really do. And I can see why she wants to get Christina away from Sonny, but there's nothing I can do about it. Sonny's not going to listen to me.
Listen, Alexis is my friend the same way Jason is your friend. But Christina, she's been left unprotected while Morgan is now safe, and that's just not fair.
I can't force Sonny to give up his daughter. It's not my problem.
But you might be able to persuade him. Look, I'm asking you to try, not as a favor to me, but as a favor from one mother to another.
Hey, listen, can you call me as soon as you can, please? Because I need to talk to you about something, okay, Bernie? Thank you very much.
It was my understanding that Mr. Abrams was now working exclusively for Jason.
Yeah, well, Diane, your understanding is not really required unless it's for legal matters.
Very well. Your copies, fully executed,
Right.
of the Order of Custodial Renunciation. You no longer have any legal rights or obligations to Michael or Morgan.
Okay, thank you.
They're copies, Sonny.
Yeah.
Destroying them may give you some measure of satisfaction, but it's not going to change the legal realities.
You think a piece of paper makes something real bad?
I should warn you that if you have changed your mind and now want Michael and Morgan back, you're going to have to find yourself a new attorney.
Why is that? Because Jason wants Carter to take my kids and is now running things?
city has more mobsters and rats in a landfill, and your big bust tonight is Nicholas Cassadine? Take those handcuffs off, please.
What's the charge?
Solicitation.
There's been a bit misunderstanding.
I'll say there has. This man is the single biggest taxpayer in Port Charles. He generates millions for the local economy.
So the law doesn't apply?
Look, it's my fault, okay? I talked him into it.
There's no use saying anything until the attorney gets here.
Why not? They have nothing to do.
There's a prostitution ring being run out of the building. We've been staking out for weeks.
We didn't have sex.
They were rolling around on the floor.
Because I fell. Okay, what will you just explain?
Because it's a waste of time.
Oh, great. And this genius has visions of Elliot Spitzer dancing around in his head.
Look, just take a seat.
You have no right to treat him this way. He's completely innocent.
He punched a guy in the face.
Yeah, you should be giving him a medal.
So we each have our own bedroom, and we don't have to share a bathroom, which is good because I'm a very messy girl, John.
It's good space.
Yeah. It'll be a lot better than living with Daddy, wondering if he poured arsenic in my coffee on any given morning.
I'm not gonna let him hurt you.
Thank you. What about Lulu?
What about her?
Come on, she was awful to me, John.
You weren't exactly innocent, Claudia.
Of course not, but I'm the only one who's looking out for you.
Lulu and I are gonna be together, and you have to respect that. I ask the same thing of her, okay? That she respect you and understand that at the end of the day, you're the only family I got.
Come here. I can live with that, Rumi.
The only thing in my mind is representing you to the best of my ability.
Even though Jason, you're the client, had competing interests?
I went over the terms meticulously
Yeah,
with you,
yeah.
Sonny.
Oh,
I would
right.
never have allowed you to go forward with this decision. And make no mistake, this was your decision, Sonny. Nobody forced you to do this. I would not have allowed you to sign away your parental rights to those boys if you had not understood that the decision was irrevocable.
Okay, what if what I know now is different?
Then you put me in an untenable position. Not only professionally, but personally. Because I happen to think that you made the right decision. That Morgan is safer away from you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay, Diane. You know, you feel what you feel. So how's Jason? Is he doing good with business?
Well, from what I understand, the transition has been relatively smooth.
Yeah.
Certainly there are no legal problems so far. Bernie indicates that Jason has managed to reassure the South American associates. All in all, I would say it's going far better than expected. If you're worried that you've left Jason with too much to handle, it's not the case. So just relax. Enjoy your new life.
Alexis is scared for her daughter's life. She was talking out of fear.
She was trashing our marriage because I said I couldn't help her.
Come on, Carly, give me some credit. I'm not sitting around here waiting for the other shoe to drop for you to go running back to Sonny. Alexis was out of line.
Thank you.
The way she treated you, but not what she was asking. It doesn't make sense that Sonny would protect Morgan and not his daughter, and you're the only one who can make him see that.
Hey, what about Kate? You know, the new love of his life.
Two of you share 2 children together. I hate to admit it, but you still have a lot more influence over Sonny than you know.
Okay. Fine, I'll go talk to him. You know, I'm doing it for you, and I'm doing it for Christina.
I don't care if you have to throw yourself under the wheels of that plane to keep it from taking off. Make sure my package is on it.
I would be really upset too if my boyfriend bailed on me with that lame excuse. Had to go look at an apartment.
His house burned down. My whole filing system is out of order. Why can't you just stay away from my desk?
Because you only show up to work when you feel like it, and I'm getting kind of sick of covering for you. Why do you even bother?
Because I'm starting to think it's pretty cool, and I especially like the fact that it means so much to you now that your future is tied to me, so every time that you hit on Johnny, I guess I'll just have to work a little bit harder to make sure your dream is crushed. Kate Howard's office. Johnny! Oh, what perfect timing.
I can see you right now. I'm calling you from my new place.
You can see the office from your new apartment?
Mr. Spinelli was defending my honor.
Yeah, we have another name for it. Assault.
The assault was on Miss Muir and her proud ancestry. She was bludgeoned with ignorance and demeaning stereotypes.
Exactly. The man was a hateful bigot. He got what he deserved.
Well, good, good. I'm sure the citizens of Port Charles will now rest easy knowing that that dangerous criminal is off the streets.
I want Mr. Cassadine released immediately.
If you'd let us do our jobs.
You mean arresting the wrong people?
Jumping to conclusions?
This is absurd.
Look, even if there had actually been a solicitation, why does he assume that Nicholas was the one paying for sex? Huh? Why couldn't it have been the other way around?
They think you're a hooker. That's ridiculous.
It's not as bad as having some racial slur thrown at you by some ignorant jerk.
No, that ignorant jerk will think twice before he does it again. Spinelli knocked him out with one punch.
Usually the jackal is somewhat inept, but this time I had right on my side.
It's still assault.
You're not actually gonna prosecute him.
You can't go around punching people, Spinelli.
I'm the offended party here.
If the victim wants to press
Victim,
charges...
Are you kidding me?
What the hell is going on here?
Alexis paid me a visit earlier. She asked me to try to convince Sonny to give up custody of Christina.
She came to Carly, too.
Right, and Carly refused. Alexis already told me. She also told me that she believes that Carly never intended to keep the boys away from Sonny, that it was all part of their mutual dysfunction.
Well, really, what else did she say?
Oh, that it's inevitable for Sonny and Carly to get back together.
Oh.
It's not the first time I've heard this, Jax. I mean, it's no secret that Sonny and Carly have a unique attachment.
Well, unhealthy would be more accurate.
Right, the hardest kind of break. Jax, it's also no secret that you and Carly have been under a lot of stress. And look, I'm asking you to be honest. For me and for yourself. If your marriage is in trouble and Carly is on her way back to Sonny, we need to figure out together what we're gonna do.
Thought I'd see you at the police station today.
Yeah, I didn't pick up the message from Mac on time.
Well, in case you're wondering, the investigation into Michael's shooting has been officially closed. Ian Devlin acted alone. Michael was hit by a ricochet bullet.
Well, not that it matters to you, because, you still think it's my fault that Michael got shot. That's why I'm not allowed to ever go anywhere near Michael or Morgan again. I don't even know why you came by to tell me that the cops closed the investigation, since legally, Michael and Morgan aren't my sons anymore. I signed them away, did exactly what you wanted.
Yeah, that was such a noble sacrifice.
You don't know how hard it was for me to do that.
Oh, yeah. I know exactly what it cost you, Sonny. It cost you a business that you don't want anymore. You couldn't give up Michael and Morgan for their own good. Jason had to buy their freedom by taking over when you didn't want to play mobster anymore.
You wanted to share life with me. You wanted me to adopt Michael. You wanted to have children together. Morgan wasn't an accident. We chose to have him. And I was a great father. For how long? How many years? You were fine with it? Until Michael got hurt. Now I'm a monster for whatever reason.
Michael was shot.
I know he was.
He was shot by someone who was trying to kill you. And if it didn't happen that night in the warehouse, it was going to happen another time. That's what I did, Sonny. I loved you so much, I ignored the danger.
It's not love to take my children. For me, it's not love to back me into a corner where I can't have a life or a future unless I sign away my sons. What you did was, you know what? That's one thing, but what Jason did is unforgivable. He backed you and gave you the power to take away my sons. That's unforgivable.
He did it because I was going to take Morgan and run.
You know what I'm thinking? I'm thinking that you didn't want to run. You just lied to Jason to scare him into doing what you wanted.
Yeah. I was walking out the door.
What? So he could stop you. That's the same game you always play. But see, he's blind to you. I'm not. You will always lie. You will always screw with somebody's emotions to get what you want. And right now, what you want is revenge on me.
Right. Because you're the victim. You always have been. You never wanted me, huh? You never married me. You never lied or tricked me or kept dragging me back. It was all Carly's fault. Just like that ride back from New York. You didn't mean to have sex with me. You were in a vulnerable position and I took advantage of you trying to take your kids from you.
Exactly what you were doing.
Yeah, you know what? So did you. And that's what you're so mad about, that your brand new shiny love with Kate didn't stop you from wanting me. Guess what, Sonny? It never will.
I want the charges against all of them dropped. Immediately, they are to be released.
The DA is satisfied. Who am I to argue?
Thank you, Miss Davis, for bringing some common sense to bear.
It's fear. They're scared of me.
Mr. Cassadine, I would like to offer my apology for the actions of this overzealous officer.
She's the one you need to apologize to.
Miss Crowell, the very thought that anyone would pay to have sex with you is absolutely... I'm sorry. What I really meant to say was that...
All has been forgotten, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you.
You're such a liar. You're actually offended that they didn't bust me for being a gigolo.
No, it's just frustrating that some stereotypes just won't die.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're too busy campaigning for equal rights to help out with the clinic now, huh? Because you were right. That building was a perfect spot. It's too bad.
And I'm gonna help you turn into a huge success.
I'm sorry our lovely evening had such an unfavorable end.
Are you kidding? I'll never forget what you did tonight. It was genuinely heroic.
That's a word rarely associated with the Jackal. Like, never.
Well, it is now, Mr. Spinelli. You're my hero.
Proximity breeds opportunity. There are all kinds of ways that I can put you near John, and I think that you are just the woman to break the hold that Lulu has on him.
You know what? Lulu definitely deserves this. And I could use the money. So, $10,000 if I sleep with Johnny, and another 10 if Lulu walks in.
You got a deal.
This is gonna be so much fun.
So?
So, it's big, it's gorgeous, it's got amazing view. I mean, what's there not to like? Except for the fact that your sister lives here. Maybe she could, find her own apartment.
Claudia and I need each other, Lulu. It takes both of us to team up against our father. I know you don't like it, but it's part of who I am. Besides, we have our own privacy. It's gotta be better than that garden shed, huh?
Oh, I don't know. I kind of like the garden shed.
I know all too well about the push-pull between Sonny and Carly. Believe me, I've been in the middle of it. Carly's finally made a break, okay? She would never go back to Sonny.
And you want to believe that?
Well, she's my wife. I have to believe that. Otherwise, this marriage would already be over. Look, what happened to Michael broke whatever bond was left between them. I think it's a mistake to be with Sonny, but you don't have to worry about Carly, okay? She's no longer in the way.
Get out, Carly.
No, not until I say what I came here to say.
Yeah?
Alexis wants you to give up Christina, and I'm here asking you to do that.
Do me a favor. Tell Alexis that I'm not doing it. You know, I'm not going to sign over any rights or whatever.
Okay,
Just
so,
like-
what if Kate asked you to? Because you know that's where this is going. And Kate brings out the best in you, right? I mean, a brand new Sonny, kind, respectable Sonny.
Kate doesn't want me to give up my kids. She thinks I'm a good father.
You know, you used to be honest about yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You used to see your flaws, your anger, your ambition. You could take a look at all the damage you did, and you could hate yourself for it, but you'd stand up and own it. But not now. You're hiding. You're hiding behind Kate. Because Kate will tell you that what happened to Michael wasn't your fault, and you know what it was? It was your fault, and it was my fault.
You finished?
You know what? I shouldn't care about what's happening in your life right now. I shouldn't care that you're living this fantasy world of coffee importer and dating Kate Howard. But for the sake of the boys who loved you so much, this is all going to come crashing around you, and you're going to lose it.
Do me a favor. Don't mention my boys, especially after you took them from me.
Oh, come on, you know that I did the right thing. You know that I was protecting them, and even now, a part of you is happy that I'm fighting for them.
That is garbage. You are just lying to yourself all over the place.
No, there's only one liar here, and it's not me. I see right through you. Sonny, I always have. You're not the man you pretend to be with Kate. You're the man you are with me.